Hey guys, it's me, Matt McMahon here to talk again about various things. I think I literally said that in the last video. I guess I'm just really repetitive in my intros. Without further ado, let's get to the first thing. The first thing is a freaking back cover. You've probably already seen this, honestly, if you saw my Miu Mini the last video, but I broke my back cover. I had to go to AliExpress and go to their specialty page, and they recommended that I buy two button pads, and if I specified I wanted a black battery cover for, you know, the black Miu Mini Plus, they'd ship it. They shipped it, although funny enough, the person that ended up delivering it, and one other thing that I'll show you, that person was, I'm assuming, an illegal immigrant, and yeah, they did not know a word of English, and they damn near didn't deliver my second item. Yeah, so that was super annoying, considering I waited a long ass time for those things to arrive. So let's show you the second thing that I bought. So first of all, I bought a 3D model on some sort of website, I don't remember, of the back cover for the Miu Mini, anticipating that I wouldn't be able to replace it with the OEM. But thankfully I was. But regardless, I'm like, well, if I bought the model, I want to buy, you know, a 3D print of it. And, you know, at first I tried 3D printing with my friend, you know, shout outs to Juuouen, but he wasn't able to get it to work with the plastic that he had on hand. I mean, he could have done the plastic that I ended up using it with, but unfortunately the plastic that I ended up using he's not very familiar with, so probably wouldn't have turned out well either. Either way though, I was able to get a $5 off coupon by signing up to PCBWay, not a sponsor, but maybe if they want to sponsor me, I'd love to be sponsored by them. Yeah, so basically I bought that. You know, the lady on the chat was pretty nice, and you know, it was during Chinese New Year, so it took a little bit longer than usual because they're completely operating out of China. I know, ew. But either way, I ordered it in black, I ordered it in PET G, that's the filament I used, and this is what showed up. And believe it or not, this actually does fit on the back of the Miu Mini Plus. You want to see it? Let me pause and show you what it looks like. So if you see right here, here's the battery cover off. And if I take this right here, if I put it on like this, it freaking works like bada bing, bada boom skis. Look at this. Isn't that cool? It fits, and arguably fits better than the actual freaking piece of plastic that I ordered. Isn't that cool? I ordered another one in green, although don't tell PCBWay, but my brother Jack made an account so I could get another one. He's doing it on my behalf, but it's under his name, so wink. I guess I'm not getting the sponsorship now, so there you go. Honestly, it turned out great. I'm not happy with the service, however. Like I said, there was a Hispanic woman and a Hispanic man. They, first of all, they tried to give me a package for a guy named Mark. They're like, are you Mark? But I'm assuming they're saying in Spanish or whatever, using sort of, you know, the language of gestures. And I was like, I'm not Mark. You know, of course, they don't understand a word of what I'm saying. And so, you know, they handed me the first package, which was the, you know, the official Miu back. And then they just started walking away. I'm like, I tried telling them I have one more, but I don't know how the hell to communicate with them. They didn't know, like, I mean, I think they literally knew, like, yes, and that's it. I'm not even kidding you. So, like, yeah, they just drove off. And then eventually, I'm just staring. I'm like, what the hell just happened? And eventually they came back, and I just went, one. Like, how are you supposed to communicate? They don't even fucking know a word of English. Like, besides, like, yes. Literally, like, all they knew. And so, yeah, like, then I just fucking, like, took the second package, and I was really pissed off about it. I think they're from Illinois, I want to say. Because, like, the actual, like, facility, the SpeedX facility, I'll call you guys out. It's SpeedX. Their facility is in Illinois, and Illinois is notorious for having a lot more liberal cities. It was probably in a, you know, suburb of Chicago. So thanks, Biden. Yeah, Trump's out there fixing that shit right now. So hopefully this doesn't happen again if I use this service, which I probably have to, honestly. If you notice, right there, right where I'm pointing to is a Funyuns blanket. My mom got it from Temu. I'm probably not going to be ordering from Temu from now on. I'm kind of sick of their shit at the moment. So in between the recording of the last video that I made, that being my short, which by the way, check it out in the shorts collection that I uploaded. That's my last video on my channel. You should check it out. Anyway, in between that and this recording, I actually picked up a game that I completely forgot I picked up. That game in question is Akiba's Beat. Yes, it's a rhythm-based RPG based on the Akiba Strip series. I've barely played any of this, so I can't really say too much about the gameplay, but I'll tell you what it does have that makes me freaking hype. It's Manual Squad hype. Let's go, baby. This is published by Xseed, and it's a freaking RPG, but I don't know what else to really say about it because I haven't played much of it. I'll get back to you whenever I actually play more of it. It's just been sitting in my library, and I've really yet to play it very much at all. Maybe I'll play it in between this and the next recording session, who knows. But that's not all that I have to show you in this recording session. It's a freaking 2 terabyte hard drive that I have for my freaking PS4. Yes, I store a whole bunch of games on here. Yes, it's actually a hard drive and not an SSD. My freaking brother gave it to me because he upgraded to 4 terabytes and he gave me his 2 terabyte, and I'm super happy about it. But don't you worry, the SSD that I had before I still use for various things, including the recordings for these very videos I store on there. So there you go. Hey guys, you may have noticed, where did the mic go? That's because I'm wearing something that I got my brother Will for his birthday, at least birthday and Christmas, and also I picked it out for him. Yes, it's a freaking AKG headset. I don't remember exactly what the name is. I'll put it up on screen, whatever the name is. Yes, it's a freaking awesome headset. The microphone quality is decent, as you're hearing, and the actual sound quality of the cans are pretty nice. The fact that he's letting me borrow this to show you what it's like is pretty cool of him. So shout outs to Will, man. And please don't break this shit, because if you do, there's no way I can replace it. So there you go. So thank you again, Will. Yeah, these are pretty nice headphones. These sound pretty similar to the ones, the AKG ones that I own, that look very similar to these except for without the mic. It requires a special cable that they only sell through AKG. Cost like $30. The actual headphones themselves were like about 100 something. So ultimately, for the quality that you're getting, it was not that expensive, especially given that these were used, but these were in really nice condition. They really were. So honestly, could not be happier with the way this turned out for Will. I'm really happy for him, and maybe one day I'll buy one of these for myself. Either way though, I'll check you out in the next part. Hey guys, what's up? Today we're back for our annual Prices Corner. I did one last year, so I guess I'm doing one this year. Anyway, yeah, so let's talk about the stuff that I just showed you and the prices and whatnot. First off, I want to say apparently there's a bit of noise issue when I was plugging in the freaking headphones that I got from Will. Yeah, it turns out they might have a bit of issues, or maybe it's the freaking dirty auxiliary ports on my sound card, who knows. Either way, that sounded a bit weird, so hopefully that doesn't come across in the actual video itself when it comes out. Anyway, let's move on to the actual prices of the stuff that I got itself. Now, the model that I used for the 3D printed battery cover was from Colt's 3D, as in like Cult of Personality, Look in my eyes, CM Punk. Turns out it was Austin 316, yeah. Which is a terrible Stone Cold Steve Austin impersonation. I apologize. Yeah, let's go with this wrestling shit. Anyway, next up is an AliExpress Mini Mini Plus black battery cover. It costs $737. Meanwhile, the actual PCBWay 3D printed model was $799 exactly. And I believe also that the green one will also be $799 exactly. Akiba's Beat, which is right here, I got on eBay for $13 exactly after an offer was accepted. The 2 terabyte Seagate portable external HDD, which by the way, it was a Seagate, I forgot to mention that. Jack got on Amazon for $66.33. Like I mentioned, the AKG HSC 271s, those I got for $106.99 on eBay, for Will, that is. And the actual AKG Pro Audio MKHS mini jack detachable cable, which that is the thing that came separately, or is supposed to come separately. I bought for Will on Amazon for $21.39. Yes, the actual headphones though were in great condition. They really did not look like they were used like at all. I think the guy said he only used it like once, but I couldn't even tell that. And the cable itself is a 6-pin mini XLR, and it works quite well for the actual purpose of the headphones. Anyway, that is all I have to say, and hopefully this is a good enough tape, because I've been trying this for a fucking hour, it feels like. Anyway, peace. We are so back. People, we are so back, and you may be thinking, what are we back from? Well, let me tell you, here's a little bit of a story time with Matt. Anywho, yeah, so in the middle of the night, like 3 nights ago, I'll say, I was waking up to go whiz, and as I was getting up to leave, the mic was on the floor and unplugged, of course, and I stepped over it, and it fell over, and the bottom screw, that screws into the base on the actual stand itself, well, yeah, that snapped. And so, yeah, basically rendering my mic stand of 4 years useless. And so I decided to order one right away, right when I woke up, from BH Photo Video. And believe it or not, the one you're looking at right now is the exact same mic stand I ordered 4 years ago. Well, nearly 4 years ago. It was like summer of 2021. Back when everybody was panicking over the sniffles, if you get what I mean. Yeah, anyway, and believe it or not, I paid less money now than I did then, which is crazy to think about, given that, prices are still kind of crazy nowadays, so but who knows? It was only like $1 cheaper than what it cost back then, so it's not like it's that crazy of a price difference. But either way, now that I have a mic stand some 3 days later, I tried recording yesterday, but to no avail because it was super busy by the time it came in, and there's no way I was going to get any actual recording done with all the noise. But today, despite there being noise still to this day, to this very hour, to this very minute, I will record anyway, because that's how I roll, and I have a filter which should hopefully block it out. Ramble aside, let's get on to the actual things of which I want to talk about. The first thing being Akiba's Beat, because believe it or not, I played it. I played like up to chapter 3, I want to say. Yeah, I've gotten pretty decently far into it, depending on how long it actually is. And I was kind of mistaken a little bit. I thought it was a rhythm game, rhythm being part of it at all. It's not true. There's no rhythm at all. And it's very music focused, but it's also other aspects of Akiba's culture. You know, you would think based on the cover, it would, you know, in the name Akiba's Beat, it would be rhythm based, but it really isn't. It's just your standard, you know, hybrid action, hybrid turn-based RPG sort of thing. I don't have much rhythm at all, and honestly, I don't think you really need to. It's not rhythm based at all. That was my mistake. And the story is very generic, like super generic. It's like your typical, like, you know, flavor of the week shonen anime. But honestly, at this point, given how fucking terrible modern writing is in gaming, I will take by the book a bland, you know, generic story that has some sort of grip to it, as opposed to God knows what the fuck people write in like the year 2025. Yeah, so this game is decent. It's not amazing, but keep in mind I did not pay that much for it, so given the price tag I paid for it, it ain't that bad. Next up is a game, well, 2 games. Let's start with the first game in the series. This one I actually already own on PC. In fact, I believe I own more DLC on the PC version than I do this version, except for I did get the pre-order bonus because it was new and the code didn't expire until 2027. I'm talking about, of course, Demon Gaze Extra. It's a frickin', what do you call it? Like a dungeon crawler, if you will. I know that's kind of like a catch-all term, but it's a dungeon exploring game where you manage a character who has to be a guy, but you can make that character look like a girl for some reason, but they'll refer to this person as a guy, so I made my guy a guy. Yeah, it's just like your standard sort of anime booba, you know, fun, good time, exploring game with demons and whatnot. The story is decent. It's actually probably better than Akiba's Beat, if I'm being real. I think because of the fact that, you know, like, it has a little bit more sort of flair to it. It's not just your generic story per se. But combined with the PC and the PS4, I'm probably about equal when it comes to how long I've played in both. It's definitely, you know, it's not groundbreaking in its gameplay, but that's not the real main event. The real main event is something of which that you can't play on PC at the moment, at least. They have not ported it. I don't know if they ever plan on porting it. It's Demon Gaze 2 Global Edition, and this is a Japanese copy of the game. But funny enough, this is in English, and like, I actually went on PlayStation's website, and they didn't mention it was in English at all. But the seller said it was in English, and I trusted him or her, and this person was correct. It is in English. You have to change it in the settings, so you have to navigate the menu to be able to know, you know, how to change it to English. Once you do, it is fully in English. You know, every version of the game, I think, has the same language options, I want to say. By global, they mean like they just did the same game for each region, but just set the default language to something else. This has the dub in the Japanese version. Of course, I turned it off like right the fuck away. Like the moment it gave that option, and I think I started the game, I actually turned on the dub, but I immediately turned it off. And both games have voice acting, and both games have dub and sub, and I, for both games, chose the sub. Yes. And this game came with like a manual of some sort of variety, but I don't really think it's enough to be hyped about it, so I'm not going to say manual squad hype. The first game, however, did come with a DLC, which, you know, I can literally show you because I already redeemed it, but it's right here. So this one came with a reversible cover, so, but no manual, so there's not even a shred of manual squad hype moment in that either. Is this one a reversible cover? No, it's just your standard white inside, so boo! I don't know why they haven't ported it to PC. Maybe Steam's blocking it because too much booba, but who knows. Maybe they view some of it sort of inappropriate for their high standards. Yeah, their high standards of all the hentai and bullshit, you know, scam games they have on there. But if it's anime and even looks remotely like the woman in the game might be slightly underage, well then fuck you, it's banned. But yeah, I mean, all these games with like degenerate shit, you know, Like, Baldur's Gate 3 lets you fuck a bear, but we allow that on our storefront. But, oh, God forbid, a girl looks underage. Oh, no. Like, she's like 17 or something. Ah, fuck, I don't know. I mean, I get it. I'm obviously not a nonce, but I don't know. I mean, it's double standard is all I'm pointing out. Like, if they're gonna clamp down on degeneracy, they have to go across the board. Finally, we have Need for Speed Payback, and it's a steel book. It's my first steelbook game. Maybe ever. I don't know if I've ever bought a steelbook game, if I'm being real. I don't recall the last time I've ever bought a steelbook game. I mean, I own Need for Speed Rivals, I own Need for Speed Payback, and I own Need for Speed Heat. And if I were to rank them, I'd probably say Need for Speed Rivals is probably the best. Spoilers, I'm getting a copy of that game sent to me physically, even though I already own it digitally. I say Payback, too early to tell, but I would say it's probably better than Heat. Heat's not that good. I don't know. I don't like the way it plays, like the actual driving is much, and there's too much yapping in freaking Heat. It's so annoying, and of course it's like woke diverse characters and whatnot. Anywho, this one, Payback, is decent. I would say it's the middle of the road of the Ghost Need for Speed games. And there's another one that I would normally get. It's just called Need for Speed. Yeah, so the Need for Speed game just called Need for Speed is online only, and I think that shit is stupid as fuck. I think if you're gonna make a game that's online only and it has a single player mode and that's required to be online, that should be a game that should not be allowed to be sold on storefronts. Yeah, that's all I got to say for now. But keep in mind, I have ordered other stuff that will come in the mail, and I will talk about them when they arrive. Hey, what's up, guys? I'm back for Price's Corner. Yet again, Price's Corner. To start off with Demon Gaze 2. I bought that for $44.14 on eBay. Demon Gaze Extra was $47.16 on eBay. Keep in mind, both these items were brand new sealed. Need for Speed Payback was used, but in the steel book, but it was regardless $26.75 from eBay. One thing I forgot to mention completely is I got a Radio Shack 64GB micro SD card from Amazon. Yes, believe it or not, Radio Shack, the brand at least, is back. This was pretty damn cheap. I only paid freaking $11.76 for it. Isn't that crazy for 64GB? Yep, indeed. I will be using Radio Shack for my micro SD card needs and maybe even my mouse needs in the future. Now this mic stand right here, I initially bought in 2021 for $14.43 from B&H Photo Video, but in 2025 I paid $13.86. I paid slightly less than $1 less than I did in 2021. Isn't that kind of crazy to think about? So that's all I gotta say for Price's Corner. I'll see you in the next part when I got more substantial things to talk about. Anyway, bye-bye. It's me, and I'm back, and I'm here to talk about something that just arrived in the mail yesterday. In fact, it arrived last night. It's a totally normal, not at all green screened back for my freaking Miu Mini Plus. Yes, it's a green, as you can tell. You can clearly tell that it's green and not at all green screened at the moment. Yes, it turned out quite well. It doesn't fit as well as the black cover, but that's beside the point. It fits, and I'm happy with it. I had to order it under Jack's name because I had to set up an account to get the extra discount with another name so that they wouldn't be suspicious that I'm using it twice, like I mentioned before. It cost the exact same as the other battery cover, and honestly, couldn't be happier with it. Yeah, so, by the way, this is totally not green screened at all, so... It's a new day, and it's a new recording. Let's show you the one and only game I have to show you today, that being Need for Speed Rivals. I already own this game digitally, but I decided to buy it physically. I bought the PlayStation Hits version. It's made by Ghost. I actually sold the Need for Speed Heat game. I didn't really like it that much, so I sold it. Got a decent amount of money for it, I think, personally. And instead, I bought the much superior Need for Speed Rivals. I actually like it a lot better than when I played it on PC, because on PC, it enables online, and people tend to be utterly ridiculous and grief the hell out of you on the PC version, because, you know, you have to pay for internet connection, you know, when it comes to online on PlayStation Network, but you don't have to do that for PC. So I actually don't mind being offline for this game. I will say this much: I don't like the fact that every time you enter the game, it wants you to connect online. You have to go through a bunch of menus just to get it to not connect online. It's kind of annoying. Yeah, this game is very good in the sense that it doesn't have any microtransactions. I believe the other game I showed you actually does does have microtransactions. That game also has like the loot box system, whereas this game is very much more of like your typical upgrades. Although I will say the other game in that one has a lot better customization. This game, not as much, but you know, it's a trade-off. I would say gameplay-wise, this is the best one of the Ghost, I guess, trilogy, if you will. And there might be more. I think there is one more game, but like I mentioned before, it's online only, so I'm not picking it up. So yeah, that's probably gonna be the last Need for Speed game I get on PS4. There might be one more I get, depending on how I feel. But other than that, though, I'm pretty much good. I don't really need any other ones, truth be told. That's all, and I will see you in the next part, probably days from now, man. I'm waiting on some UK shipments to come in, and God knows when they'll come in, so who knows. See you in a while, I guess. Hello, it's been a hot minute since last time I recorded. I was waiting on 2 games to arrive from the UK, and they took an extraordinarily long time to come, given when they were supposed to come. But they came, and I came. Inappropriate jokes aside, let's talk about the 2 games that I received in the mail. And when I did receive them, keep in mind, I ended up getting sick with the flu. My voice isn't that hot at the moment, but other than that, I'm feeling okay. It's been a few days. Without further ado, let's talk about the first game. The first game, without further ado, let's talk about Kowloon High School Chronicle. This is made by Arc Systems Work, one of their non-fighting or like, I guess, run and gun. I mean, it's just completely not like any other game they've ever developed, and it's not really like any other game I've ever seen. It's a little bit of a dungeon crawling game, but mostly it's actually like a visual novel, believe it or not. The story is absolutely bizarre, and I'm not gonna spoil pretty much anything about it. Well, the only thing I will say is it takes some weird turns, not too far into it. At least I don't think I am. There's some very interesting mechanics, like there's like a whole sort of unique emotion mechanic when you interact with people. There's very much, you know, also sort of point and click sort of aspects where you can mix things together or use things in certain things. And what the fuck? It's very odd. It's very weird, very odd. Nothing pretty much like it at all. This game was made in 2013, and it certainly shows in some of the pre-rendered cutscenes being in 4x3 or them having to like overlay the already existing text with some English text. It's a bit jank. You know, I could definitely see PC players enjoying this a bit more, but it's not that bad. I can play it with controller pretty well. It uses a lot of weird button combinations, I would say, because the fact that we're not playing with mouse and keyboard. But it's interesting. It's very, very interesting. I think Atlas worked on the localization, although they're not mentioned anywhere on the box besides the copyright. Otherwise, I wouldn't even know they worked on it. Toy Box, I think, was the main people responsible for, you know, translating it or at least publishing it, and P-Cube is the company that made the physical. So there's a lot of people who worked very hard to get this game out. It came out in 2021, so it's a late PS4 release, very late. You know, obviously we're into like PS5 territory. So yeah, for sure. But it's extremely interesting, and I'm very much looking forward to finding out what sort of crazy, wacky shit happens in the game. Let's go on to the next game. The next game, of course, is Warerumono Zan. Yeah, nailed it. First try. It's based on that name of the game series. But this one's like, you know, what do you call it, a Muso? But it's not made by the, you know, the Megaforce team. It's made by Tamsoft, who have a mixed track record for sure. This is definitely more, funny enough, it's similar to Oni-chan Bara, which is made by the same company, but with more sort of like I said before, like Dynasty Warriors aspects, you know, with the grinding and customization and the way the levels are structured. I would say is more like Dynasty Warriors, but it definitely has that Tamsoft feel. If you played any of their games, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It loosely follows the story of the franchise, although I don't care. I've been skipping the cutscenes, which is terrible. But I just like the gameplay loop, and it's definitely different than the other Musos I play because it's not made by the Omega Force team, so it's a completely different gameplay feel. I actually bought the DLC for the game through my European account. Don't tell anybody. And I actually bought it through a. Funny thing is, the DLC was on sale for $5 or under £5, I should say. But I couldn't find it like anywhere. Like I'm pretty sure like most £5 PlayStation Network cards are like have since disappeared. I ended up finding on this website. I'm not gonna say what website because I don't want to give it away and basically ruin my chance of using another one. But I ended up buying off this site that I would have sworn it was fake. But I ended up getting a real code and it worked. It was very weird indeed. I never even heard of this site, but it was the only one that didn't have a card that was sold out. Or there were some, but like there were some like in the country of Pakistan or like Singapore or whatever. Like there was one, but they wanted you to pick up it in person. It's like, nah, I'm good, bro. Anyway, yeah, that's pretty much all I gotta say about the Bout. And I will catch you again in the next recording. Who knows when that'll be? Fuck, dude, seriously. So I guess the next recording is immediately after because I forgot two things in question, particularly about this game. First off, it was released in 2019, published by NIS America, at least in the West. That is a pretty late release in its own right. The game itself is actually coming to PC relatively soon, but I thought, I might as well pick it up on PS4 now. And I will say, there is a sequel to this game that released in Japan, has yet to come out in America. Keep in mind that this took a long time to come out to the West in general, so the idea of the second game coming out when it is a PS4 game, you'd have to translate that, and there's not a port to PS5 if I'm not mistaken. So I mean, if they release it like, I don't know, like 2027, it would basically be useless to release that on PS4 and like not on PS5. You know, that'd be kind of odd. But I could definitely see them releasing it on PC in English, but the sequel probably is never going to come out, at least on PS4 in English. You know, the fact that this came out in general is good enough, you know, because people thought this would never come out either. Bye-bye. Hey guys, it's been a few days yet again. After I got sick, I got a frickin' sinus infection. I had a terrible case of laryngitis, so isn't that lovely? Anyway, since the last time I've seen you, my last game has come in and I bought something else on top of that. Start off with the game. The first thing I bought, or I guess the last thing I bought, I do have a pre-order from PlayAsia, but I'm not going to hold off the video any longer. You know, that's going to come in like April. If that. I mean, pre-order is supposed to ship on April 18th. It'll probably come even later than that, God knows. Anyway, let's talk about the game right in front of your face. It's Jack X. Yes, it's a limited run release. Yeah, I bought it on eBay. I have quite a few things to say about this. Jack X is all right. First off, I didn't know it actually came out kind of late for the PS2 because apparently it had like PSP kind of connectivity. Jack X, it controls decently. It's very floaty. I'll tell you that much. And I will say the actual button mapping is not ideal. I wish the acceleration was on the, you know, triggers, or I guess it would have been R2 and L2. I wish that there was other functions as well in the game that were mapped to the R1 and L1. And in general, I just don't like the fact that you have to use like the claw configuration to be able to play the game. It's very annoying, but if you look inside of this case, it comes with manual squad hype as well as an alternate cover hype. Yes, the manual is quite beefy and full color. You know, it's a very nice production for limited run. Now, this game part of like a 4-game set, you know, technically 5-game, but you know, the Jack 4 box is completely useless. It's just like a what if thing. But basically comes with 4 games. One thing I didn't know is that this package is actually just emulating the PS2 version, and there's no source port. It's not upscaled or anything like that. It's just the base PS2 version, which is funny because I think they did port the first 3 games to PS3 and around the performance was on there, but on a PS4 base model, I don't know if this is PS4 Pro Enhanced. It's actually not. I just looked. The actual emulation is not that good. It's actually kind of bad. I mean, honestly, there's a lot of slowdown. There's a lot of like popping in the audio. It's not perfect. It's very much flawed. You know, they completely stripped out the online function. Like whenever you go to like exhibition, it just straight up skips over the online option. As well as the fact that obviously I think the PSP connectivity is completely, you know, yoinked from that as well. I mean, honestly, for the price that I paid for it, it's kind of a rip-off. I mean, I'll keep it because I like it. I like the game, but I was expecting a lot more, honestly, and I'm vastly disappointed, truth be told. And finally, I have to be careful. I might accidentally end the video. It's a freaking mouse. It's a new mouse. My mouse that I previously had lasted me close to 10 years. It was all crusty. It had rotting rubber. I just had to throw it away. This is from an undisclosed media store, and it's a Zelotes C18. If you look right here, it's an ergonomic mouse. Look at that. It's got RGB, and it's also got, looky here, a thumbstick. The thumbstick doesn't exactly work like a real thumbstick. It doesn't have diagonal movement, but it's pretty nice. I'm still getting used to it. You know, the actual ergonomics, I'm still going to have to practice for a while, but it's not perfect. The condition is nice, but there's a little bit of like hairs at the bottom, which is a little bit gross. But you know, considering I only paid like $8.55 for it, which is like $7.99 before tax, pretty happy about it, honestly. This mouse is great, and I looked it up online. I think on like Amazon or whatever, it went for like $48, but then again, I don't think they sell it anymore, so it might be cheaper on eBay. Who knows? And yeah, those are the two things I have to show you, and when we record in the next session, it'll be the final installment of the video, that being Price's Corner. Are you ready? Are you hyped? You better be, 'cause I am. Whoop, whoop.
Hey guys, how's it going? As I'm recording, it's 8:01 a.m. and my parents are still sleeping because it's a weekend, baby. Anyway, let's get on to Price's Corner, the last Price's Corner hopefully I'll have to do in a long while. Anyway, first up in Price's Corner is Need for Speed Rivals PlayStation Hits version. I bought that on eBay for $6.45 as the base price. I paid $4.93 shipping plus 49 cents tax equals $11.87. Originally it was $6.79, but I was offered a deal by the seller for $6.45 and I accepted it, which is pretty damn cool. Anyway, next up is Utaware Rumono, I believe they say it, Zon. Standard edition, I bought that on eBay for $40.25 as the base price, $2.82 tax for $43.07 total. Next up is Kowloon High School Chronicle, bought that on eBay for $29.17 as the base price plus $2.04 tax equals $31.21 total. Next up is Jack X Combat Racing. I made an offer for $44.86 base plus $3.14 tax, you know, pie if you will, for a total of $48 exactly, and it was auto accepted. And finally, the mouse, the Zolote C18. I bought it at an undisclosed media store. Don't want to dox myself. I bought it for $7.99. It was actually 20% off. Otherwise, it would have been $9.99 plus 56 cents tax equals $8.55. Yeah, it was a pretty damn cheap mouse, all things considered. Anyway, that went a lot faster than I anticipated, so I guess I'll see y'all in whenever. I don't know. I mean, I don't even know when the hell I'm going to be able to edit and you know, upload this. So who knows? I mean, this could be in April, and you could see me sometime in June for all you know. Anyway, that's all I gotta say, and au revoir, bitches.